Good morning, brothers. Welcome to A Brown Bag Gentleman. My name is Scott, and today's filming is on Sunday, not Saturday. You can tell from the whole t-shirt because getting cleaned up to go to church here this morning. So, yes, the soap of the day is, what is that? Captain's Choice Lime. And the razor is the Razorock Gamechanger. And this is the 0.84 base plate solid bar. I actually own all four base plates. And I really kind of alternate between the solid bar and the open comb. I kind of do. But today it's going to be the solid bar. So we're doing that today. But let me pause here, wash the face, and I'll be right back. Okay, guys, just wash the face with a warm washcloth here and some soap. My Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements Preshave Cube is what I use. So the face is damp and moist and ready to go. And it is 3 days growth, not 2, because I didn't shave yesterday. So yeah, we got 3 days to go with today, and it's scruffy. It is scruffy. Oh, but just quick thing before I go on. I mentioned in my last unboxing here, my last video, about this shavette, and I have used it once on the back of the neck. Used it Thursday. Today is Sunday. And what I did is I put in a artisan style blade in there. And it says it fits that and a half a DE. Well, not 100%. I actually had to cut off the end of the artisan blade to make it fit in like that. Otherwise, it'd be sticking out and it didn't seat in there properly. And it's just a squeeze. You had to squeeze the back. See, it's kind of spliced like that. You squeeze it in order to put it in there. And see how it's barely sticking out? And I'm telling you, it made me real brave because with very little exposure like that, it was way easier to use than a straight razor was. So it's like, yeah, one use that I'm kind of already a little intrigued with this. So I'll be using it some more before I show you. But just figured I'd point that out. So, okay, moving on. We're going to, let's see here. We're going to get that lime soap out. Oh, yeah, there's some lime in there. Scale of 1 to 10, that's like a 5 or a 6. That's you can smell the lime. Oh, yeah, that's nice. I like that. That says a nice lime scent. Not crazy or anything, but just nice lime scent. I enjoy that. That's nice. Getting the back of my spoon here to get a little size of an almond-ish. Yeah, that's probably a little heavy. And I'm just putting it in my copper bowl here. Since I'm using Captain's Choice soap, I'm using Captain's Choice bowl. That's the copper bowl. So let me just scoop that in the bottom of it. Spoon aside. And we're just going to smush that in there. So I'm just going to just start smushing with my thumb here. Just smushing. Kind of fill up that little spot in the middle there, sort of. You know, kind of the plan. Okay, there we go. That's close enough. Just rinsing off my thumb now. Get the residual soap off that. So it's not too slippery. There we go. Now, let's see here. We're going to drip some water in that. There we go. I just dripped a little bit. There's not even a... Now let's drip some more in there. There we go. That's closer to like 3/4 of a teaspoon now. Now, you can't really see it, but it's... There we go. Let that sit there for a minute while I give this let me re-dump that in the water. Let it drip out a little bit. And 2 shakes and squeeze. Shake, shake, squeeze. And 250 swirls. That's what I do. So, and we got, people say 30, 60 seconds. I just say 250 swirls. So we're going to do that. I'm going to start off flat to get that water kind of evenly dispersed. You can see it's really bubbling up. It's building lather. And it's bubbly. And that was first 50. Let's do another 50. Okay, that's after 100, but if the bubbles are big, we need the bubbles small. We need them more refined. So next 50. Okay, there's another 50, so we're at 150 swirls now. And next 50. There you go. See how that's really, the bubbles are going, the big bubbles are going away, and it's just getting rid of all those big bubbles, and it's starting to get more creamy on the brush. Last 50. go. Alrighty, that is good. We are good. We're going to start there. Face is still damp from when I washed it, so we're going to go right on the face. Oh, and there is no animal fat in this soap. This is your more basic soap. This you get a lot of it for the price because it's in that $20. It's like $22 and change. I don't remember the change, but you know, when I was looking on the Maggers website. But it's 5 ounces, not 4. So you get a little more for your money. But it doesn't have, you know, a lot of extra slick ingredients type of thing. It's got a few. This is a more basic, to me, a more basic shaving soap, tried and true. And I've got to work, I call these workhorse soaps because they will get the job done. Probably wouldn't want to use my sharpest razor on this thing, my most aggressive razor on with this soap, just because it doesn't offer quite as much residual slickness, things like that, the slickness on it. So, not that it isn't slick, but I like this just to see more stuff in there. I want to see more ingredients, more what I call the slippery stuff in it, in the soap, and I'm using really aggressive. But I'm not using, well, this is a 0.84 today, but it's a solid bar, not an open comb. I might, you know, consider not using an open comb. If that's what I had on there, I would have switched it to this. But I still want to use my 0.84 because for me, the other one, the 0.68, is just too mild for my face. Because hey, I've got these old thick gray whiskers, so it's like, yeah, it likes a little more aggression. So with that, let's start pass 1 with the grain. Oops, I didn't go inside there, but that's okay. I'll get that next time. Uneventful here, which is nice. The scent is wonderful. Right underneath my nose. Oh yeah, it's very nice. Loving the lime. Of course, it's middle of summer here in North Carolina. It's second weekend in July. Yeah, now of course, what I use for underneath the nose, we use the leaf twig. So let me just warm that up here in the sink. There we go, and get underneath the nose. We can tight in, yeah. Very good. One and done with that. Let's go past 2. Yeah, I didn't shave yesterday. I was real busy yesterday. I started off my day by doing 4 hours of studying for work. I had to take some backlog of coursework to do. So I started to do that yesterday. I tried to get in and do the dangerous goods test, or study in test, but it froze up on me. So I reported that and I went on to other things. So looking at other things. One thing I will say for my employer here, Syncor World Courier, is that they keep us customer service people trained in continuous training and what have you. So yes, we're doing a lot of it, more so than I've done with any other company. I mean, there's always some training with other companies I've had, but I mean, the volume of training for World Courier is more vast, way more vast, at least 5 times more vast than any other employer I've heard worked with. So yes, we are constantly learning things and relearning things, improving skills, and of course redoing things. So we pick up on the things that maybe we had forgotten, that type of thing. So we're always honing those skills. So yes, it's just that I have no time during the week to do it. So I'd like to get right down on the weekend so I'm not feeling distracted. And it after I did my 4 hours worth of online training and stuff, my home office, then I went outside and hand washed and waxed my wife's car. Always do the wife's car first, men. Just remember that, wife's car first. So our car is looking good. That was enough for my shoulder, so I won't be doing anything too manual today, because my left shoulder is an issue. So one of those issues I eventually will get taken care of. Eventually. Still functioning for now, but not without letting me know about it. It's funny too, I was talking to my son when I was up there a few weeks back, because he's had the shoulder surgery for his shoulder. But he did foolish things like jump out of perfectly good airplanes in the Army and things like that. So, and it's like just all kinds of stuff. I know he did his shoulder, I think, injury was from a snowboarding accident back, 20-some years ago. But he was saying, telling me about how much better it is and all that. So it's like, yeah, I gotta get it done. Go. Stretch out the neck. Today too, I think today after church, well actually even before church, like I said, I'm going to go to a little studying for an hour before church. And then after church, I will continue on for another 3 hours worth. Just trying to catch up on classwork, on schoolwork. Well, it's not class, it's all online, but I want to get that taken care of because this week is going to be very busy. Alrighty, let me pause and wash up. I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. Just washed off with a warm washcloth. Soap off and clean up the equipment. And of course, here's another look at the Gamechanger 0.84 base plate. I didn't really show you the gap. Let's see if we can show you the gap here a little bit. You can see that a little bit. But I wanted to talk about this razor because this is like the least expensive, what I call premium razor. This is a solid stainless steel razor, but it's not polished. So you don't see the bright shiny cap and what have you in base, underneath the base plates, what have you. So it's not polished, what they call a polished version. So it's not super shiny, but it's also half the cost of a lot of those. This is sub $100 to get this razor, and you're getting a stainless steel razor with multiple blade base plate options to use. And yeah, it's only like two different configurations, 0.68, 0.84, but you get a selection there so you can see what works for you and fine tune it. So yeah, so this is, to me, this is a bargain price premium razor. And I just wanted to just kind of point that out before we get too much farther here. But with that, let me turn the cold water on. 2 splashes of cold water here. Then we're going to use the alum. Okay, there we go. Oh, get the alum wet too. It does work a little bit better if you wet the alum too. A little sting right there, not a whole lot. Up high here. A little bit right there. And see, I just like to go around about twice. That's good. So not a ton of stinging, a little bit here and there. First, get all that excess water out of the facial hair. There we go. All right, and we do have an aftershave today. Yeah, I'm going to church, so yes, I'm going to do an aftershave. And it's one of the samples. I couldn't wait because really I was supposed to wait a couple more weeks when I start my next batch of soaps and what have you, but I couldn't wait. I wanted to try this one so bad. This Cella Fresco Riserva. Say that right? Fresco Riservo, I guess. Riserva Francesco. Okay, something like that. You get the idea. I'm trying to read it without glasses on, so yeah. This stuff. Now, Maggers has the bottle of this, but it's a big 10-ounce bottle, and it's like $89. So it's like, yeah, that's a chunk. I wish they had, if like they had a smaller, like normal 3.5 to 4 ounce size. This stuff is wonderful. Really enjoy the scent of this. So you had to break it out. This is, truth be told, it's the third day I'm using this sample because yeah, I really like this. This to me is a standout. This really is a standout scent. Really enjoy that scent. Not overly powering or anything. Once it cools, calms down, the alcohol evaporates, all that calms right down. But it's just a nice scent, and it lasted a while. It lasts at least through noontime and an early afternoon. I just really enjoy it. My wife likes this one too, so that's always a good thing. But with that, I say, of course, I've already put the cap back on the sample, and we know what happens. This goes into the stack in the other room here. I'm going to keep a little jar where I can put them all in, and when I get enough, then we'll have the next giveaway. But that's going to be a while. That'll probably be at least a couple months away. So we'll kind of look for that down the road. But anywho, I got to get going here because, yeah, I got to get prepared for church and get some studying done. But hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe, and go with God.